Hi, I'm Harmonica Joe, and today we're going to work on the song Jesse James, probably the most popular outlaw song there is. So grab your harmonica in the key of C and we'll get started. So this is part one of a two-part series. So for the song Jesse James, in this video I'm going to show you how to play it in the upper register of the harmonica so that you don't have to use any bent notes. So it's perfect for beginners. In part two, and watch for that when it comes out, I'm going to show you how to play it down in the lower register of the harmonica, and for that you'll need to be able to bend a note. Now I'll be playing a harmonica in the key of C, played crossharp style, and today I'm using a Hohner Marine Band, just a standard Marine Band harmonica. I'll also put a link to this down in the description box below. So I'm going to start with a blow 6, a blow 7, blow 8, and another blow 8. And then we have a draw 8, blow 7, and a blow 6. Then we have a draw 6, blow 7, another blow 7, a draw 6, and a blow 6. And that's the first line. I'll play that first line. Okay, and then the next line where he robbed the Glendale train is blow 7, draw 8, blow 8, blow 7, draw 8. Then we have the next line. It helps to know the words, or at least be able to read the words on the page. That's why I've included them, because a song like this, you really need to know what the words are to get your phrasing correct. So the third line, he stole from the rich and he gave to the poor. We're going to start with a draw 8, then a blow 8, blow 8, draw 8, blow 7. And then we have a blow 7, another blow 7, draw 6, blow 7, blow 7, blow 6. So that whole third line, he stole from the rich and he gave to the poor. And then the last line of the verse, he'd a hand, a heart, and a brain. So that's a blow 7, a blow 7, blow 8, blow 7, draw 8, blow 8, draw 8, blow 7. So look, it's kind of hard to remember all these tab numbers, so print it out using the link that I put down in the description box. Print it out, and then you can have it in front of you until you're able to memorize it. So here's that last line. Okay, and then we go to the chorus, which is the part of the song that keeps repeating back every time after every verse. The first line, poor Jesse had a wife, this one's a little difficult on a higher pitch harmonica because that draw 9, the reed is so small. So it takes a lot of air to get that reed to vibrate because it is so small, but also it's easy to get the reed to, at least on this harmonica, it'll stop vibrating, it'll get stuck, if I use too much air. So on a lower pitch harmonica, like say an F or a G, F, G, A harmonica, even a B flat harmonica, you don't necessarily have that problem so much. But on these higher pitch, like a C, D, and E, that it's a fine kind of wire that you're walking there with how much air. So if the note stops and gets stuck, don't worry about it. Just try a little bit less air. Or if you can't get the note to sound at all, then maybe try a little bit more air. Or on the other side, try a little bit less air. Sometimes you have to play around with it. Depending, every harmonica is going to be a little set up a little bit different, so you just have to experiment with yours. Okay, so that first line of the chorus, poor Jesse had a wife, we have a start with a blow 7, and then we have a draw 9, and you have 5 draw 9s in a row. And see, it got stuck there. Let me try that again. That sounded better. Now I'm using breath attacks on that one because I find when I use a tongue attack on that draw 9 on my particular harmonica, the way it's set up, I guess, the note will get stuck and it won't sound. So, but if I use a breath attack, which means I'm going, okay, I'm just drawing that air in using breath attacks, then that draw 9, it works just fine for my harmonica. Okay. The rest of it is pretty easy of the chorus. To mourn for his life, which is blow 7, blow 8, blow 8, a draw 8, a blow 7. Then 2 children, they were brave. Now notice after the word they, the word were and brave, I have a little bit of a line extending them a little bit. And that line simply means to hold those notes out. So they're actually half notes in the, if it was music notation, but since we're just using tab, I just put a line there. So hold the note out a little bit longer. You hear that? So I just kind of held those 3 notes out a little bit longer. The next section, but the dirty little coward, is blow 6, blow 7, blow 8, another blow 8, a third blow 8, draw 8, and blow 7. Then we have that shot Mr. Howard, blow 6, draw 6, blow 7, back to the draw 6 again, and 2 blow 6s in a row. The last line has laid poor Jesse in his grave. We have a blow 7, blow 8, blow 8, draw 8, draw 8, blow 8, draw 8, and a blow 7. Now I exaggerated the second note there a little bit longer. You don't need to play quite that long, but notice that after the word laid, there is a line after that, so you want to hold that note out a little bit longer. Okay, so all in all, that version is pretty easy. You're really only using the upper 4 holes on the harmonica. Just be aware of your blows and draws, and starting on the blow 6. It's common for people to start on maybe a blow 7, and then the scale is a little bit off, and the song won't sound right then. So start on your blow 6. That's the beginning of your scale. Now the one thing you can do is also you can practice your scale. In this case, because we're playing a dominant scale, so it's going to have a lowered 7th. And it sounds a little funny until you get used to it, but here's what it would sound like. So that second to the last note that I played was the lower 7th. So you can always practice that scale. I think I have another video that shows that scale. So that's it, how to play Jesse James in the high register with no bending. So this is great for beginners. Also, it gets you out of the lower register harmonica and up in the higher register, because as harmonica players, especially blues harp players, we don't spend enough time really working out on the upper register of the harmonica. So this is a good excuse to do it. So if you like these types of videos, please hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button, and then hit the bell as well, so that way you'll be notified of when I come out with new videos, especially part 2 of this one.